everyone, welcome to the Thread and Curiosity podcast. My name is SJ or Sarah Jane and I am a knitter based in a town called Reading in Berkshire, England. I live here with my two senior cats, Kitty and Misty, and I'm here to share all of my projects and ideas and yarny goodness with you all. So I hope you enjoy spending time with me, and let's start looking at all the things that I have that I want to share with you. So let's talk about my FOs. I have got two FOs, one that isn't currently with me and one that is. So let's talk about the one that isn't with me. I'll place a photo at the top here. This is a pair of socks that I made for my mum. They are a pair of Shorty 58 stitch toe up socks. They have a fish lip heel and they have a roll over top. And my mum's got very small feet. She's a size 4, so she's a perfect person to be making socks out of scrap yarn. And this yarn is Drops Fable. I'm not really sure what colourway it is, but what I did do is I followed the instructions with the fish lip heel pattern, and they say to make a cardboard cutout of the person's foot. So I did that, and it's really helped me to be able to make a pair of socks that really fit her well. So I would definitely recommend to grab that pattern, and I'll put the comment down below. I think it's £1 or something like that. It's not a very expensive pattern, but it's great if you do want to be making socks for other people. The other project that I finished is a pair of DK socks for myself. These are made out of DK Ayers Valley in the colour Rum Paradise. This is a 48 stitch tube that I knitted on a 3.25 needle, and then I put some afterthought heels in, toes and cuffs. These I made for me as bed socks and just slipper socks to wear around the house. The first pair of DK socks that I've ever made, and to be honest they are probably a little too big, so if I did want to make some DK socks in the future, I probably would make it with less stitches for myself, in case I wanted to maybe wear them in boots or something, because I think they would slip around if they weren't made smaller. There is one problem though, this wool is really nice, but they've stopped making it. And so if anybody has got any recommendations of any other DK yarn for socks that isn't acrylic, if they could put a comment below, that would be amazing, as the only ones that I can find now are acrylic, and I really do like to have sock yarn with some wool in it, as I find that they keep my feet really toasty, and I really like the fabric on my feet. And that's it. That's all of my FOs. Let's talk about my whips. I have 3 whips in progress at the moment. 2 of these are in one project bag. So this is the project bag. It is a Star Wars project bag that I made myself. I picked up the fabric from Hobbycraft, and also the liner is just old bed sheets that I'm not using anymore. Inside the bag I have 2 projects. They are Christmas socks, and the yarn balls are sitting in some yarn cake covers that were made by an Etsy maker called Amelia X Joy, and I will put her link down in the comments below. This one is Rainbow Bats, and this one is Horror Movie, and these are keeping my skeins together while they're in the project bag. So the 2 colourways I have here are West Yorkshire Spinners Yarns Candy Cane, which have lovely red and green specks in the white stripes as you go along, and also this year's colourway, which is Gingerbread Man. I am knitting these on a 2.25 20cm needle. I find knitting sock tubes a lot easier on these, because with the magic loop sometimes the wire can get in the way and you're constantly moving it all the time, and also I find that I don't get as many ladders with these than I do with the magic loop. Also I can concentrate on just knitting around and around, especially when I'm in meetings, because I do knit when I'm meetings. It does help me to concentrate on what's going on in the meeting and keep my hands busy instead of checking emails or not paying attention. So I'm hoping that I can get a few of these made, as I do have a few more colorways which I'll show you later. And as these are striped yarns, I'm going to be making them with Afterthought heels and putting in the toes and cuffs. My third WIP in progress is in also a handmade bag. This bag was made as part of a dodgy bag make along that Ali from This Wonderful Life has every year. It wasn't this year's, but I think it was either last year's or the year before that I took part. It's just scraps of yarn, scraps of material that I have, as I do make clothes sometimes, and I just wanted to use up the scraps and make some project bags. So the project I'm making is the Daybreak Tee. The Daybreak Tee is on the Nifty Knitters website, and it was designed by Destiny Myers, and I will put the link down below for the pattern. It is a free pattern, and the Daybreak Tee is just a simple knit in the round cotton t-shirt with some lace at the top, and I wanted to add this to my wardrobe so that I could have something that I can wear during the summer next year. So it's knitted from bottom to top, and when you get to the underarm section, you then split off and you knit the lace for the front and back separately. So I am at the point where I'm just doing one of the lace sections. I'm really loving this. The yarn has given it a really nice fabric, and I'll talk about the yarn in a minute, and the pattern I'm really enjoying, but I have made a small mistake. This section here between the lace and the arm should be stockinette, and what I have been doing, instead of purling on the purl side, I've been doing a knit one purl one, which has given this type of texture. I really like it. I've been umming and ahhing, but I've decided I'm going to keep it, and I'm not going to rip back, and I'm going to keep it as it is and make up the rest of the tee and see what I think. The yarn that I'm using is a Knitting Essentials Natural Cotton. It is a 100-gram ball, and it's a 85% cotton, 15% polyester. I got it from a shop called Poundland in the UK. This is a discount store where you can find lots of different things for the house and food at a discounted rate. And I was very surprised that this yarn is so lovely. It's really nice and soft. It's lovely to knit with. It's given, as I said, a really nice fabric. So I'm going to see what it's like once I've blocked it. But if it comes out as lovely as I think it is, I'm going to go back and buy another colourway, because I think this is a really lovely yarn that I could make several of these tees, or maybe a different tee. They'll be great to add to my wardrobe. And that's it. That is all for my WIPs. So let's talk about upcoming projects. As I said previously, I have some West Yorkshire Spinners Christmas yarn in my stash, and I want to start knitting them up so that I can have a nice selection of Christmas socks, or potentially a socks box for Christmas. And these are the colourways that I either had in my stash already or what I've added to this year. So this is the Holly Berry colourway. I have the Fairy Lights, and there are two. There's Fairy Lights with the glitter and Fairy Lights without. This is the one without, and I am thinking that maybe I would like to pick up the one with the tinsel as well, but I'm going to see how I get on with these socks that I need to knit. This is Robin. She's a really sweet colourway. Vintage tinsel, and this has got silver bits in it, and Silent Night. So I'm planning, once I start getting those off the needles, and then I can put another two colourways on, and then in the meantime I can then put the heels, toes and cuffs on the other tubes, and just start a little bit of just a little thing going on with producing socks for Christmas, and I'm hoping that over October and November and December I'll be able to knit those while I'm in meetings, and then just do a little production and have some lovely Christmas socks. As these are probably going to be done in sock tubes, I wanted to get some heels, toes and cuff yarn to go with them. So I put an order into Hobby, as I have ordered a few bits of sock yarn from them, but haven't really knitted with them yet. And I saw that they had these colorways. These are 50-gram balls, and they were in the sale when I went on and brought them. They are rainbow 4-ply sock yarn, 75% wool and 25% polyamide. And these are in the colourway 33 and also colourway 11. And I think these will go really nice. I'm thinking the grey would go really nice with Silent Night and also with the vintage tinsel. I need about 20 grams per pairs of socks to make the heels, toes and cuffs, so I'll be able to get 2.5 pairs of socks out of this. So what I've done is I've gone back into Hobby now. I've seen these colours and I really like them, and I've ordered another one in the silver and another one in the red, because what I'm planning to do is with the robin have that as a heels, toes and cuffs in grey, and then with the red have the candy cane and the gingerbread, which I think will look really nice together. And then also have the hollyberry in this. But the fairy lights, I'm not sure. I think it will either look nice in grey or in red. So I'm going to see how much I get out of each ball, and yeah, maybe pick a different colour for this. Maybe go for a blue because it's got quite a nice blue in there. But one ball out of all of them, not really deciding on what colourway to get, it is fine. I'm sure I'll be all right. So as I was doing the order in Hobby for the heels, toes and cuffs yarn, I thought it would be quite rude really not to buy any Halloween sock yarn, so I bought some. I don't have any Halloween sock yarn and I don't have any Halloween socks, and I really would love to have some, so I brought some yarn to be able to make some. So this is their universal sock. This is in the colour 03 or Zombie Planet. It's in the universal sock wool. And it is 74% wool, 24% polyamide and 2% polyester. It's considered as a super fine on the ball, but on the website it was a 4-ply, or between a 3 and 4-ply. And I'm really looking forward to seeing how this knits up. I'm not sure if it's going to be stripes or I'm not sure, but I'm quite excited about that one. This one I brought is called Wicked Glitter. I'm loving this. I'm loving the neon colours in this with the blue. Neon blue is one of my favourite colours. This is colour number 5, and this is in the Halloween sock wool glitter. It's a super wash, so 73% wool, 25% polyamide and 2% polyester. And this again is considered to be a super fine, but it is under the category of 3 or 4-ply yarn. And I'm loving the twists of the glitter. I think it's great. I really am loving it. Let's see if I can get it in focus so you can see. And then I saw this colourway, and this is the Shocking Glitter Halloween sock wool. And this is very much like the other colour, but it's got grey and orange and black. And it's the same composition, 73% wool, 25% polyamide and 2% polyester. And it's also colourway number 7, so if you go on there, you'll be able to find that. Now, as I have brought another ball of red and another ball of grey, I have brought one ball of black so that I can do the same and do the heels, cuffs and toes for these, because I think I'm going to knit these in a sock tube as well, because it looks like they're going to stripe. But if they don't, then I'll just change my mind and knit them normally, but just add the heels, toes and calves as I knit them instead of knitting them in the tube. But yeah, so I bought some more sock knitting needles because I've got the 2 for my Christmas sock yarn, so I thought let me have 2 for the Halloween, and then I can get those on the needles as well and knit them. So these are Knit Pro Zings 2.25 needles, and they're on the 25 centimeter. Yeah, so there is one other upcoming project that I want to talk about. And this is the reason why I'm getting a lot of socks on the go, because this next project I know is going to take a lot of my concentration, and that is the Stephen West make along that he has every October. Now I have done, this will be my 3rd, because I did the Shawlography last year, the Slipstravaganza, and the Snowflake, so this will be my 4th. And I've also knitted one of his shawl patterns, but it wasn't part of a make along, it was just a pattern that I really loved and I knitted. And as this podcast goes on, I may share all of the shawls that I've got and other projects that I've done, but this is the Shawlography that I made last year. And this was 5 skeins of different yarn, and I love it. I wear it all the time, and I do wear my other shawls that I make. So I'm happy to spend the time to make these. There are a lot of people that are buying kits that are quite expensive, and I do try and knit some of mine out of stash. This was made out of Cascades Heritage yarn, which I think was £10 a ball when I bought it for last year. So that cost me £50, and generally that's about the right amount of money that I like to spend on a big project. I'm not very keen on spending a lot of money because they can get ruined and lost, and I'm quite clumsy sometimes. So it was quite a lot of money for me to spend, but I'm really happy with the outcome. So this year I have brought yarn, and this is all sitting in my Hide and Hammer bag. This was a gift to myself for my birthday last year, and I really love the bag, and I would recommend to buy one if you can. I know they are expensive, but the workmanship is amazing and it is lasting. I've had it nearly a year now, and there's nothing, there's, you know, the threads are fine, and it's a really lovely bag. So the first colourway that I'm using is by Quing Fibres. Now you may be able to see that they are slightly 2 different colourways. Now this is because I brought this yarn from a Facebook marketplace page where people sell their destashed yarn. This was destashed by one person, and they did tell me they were the same colourway, but one had more purple in than the other. But as you can see, they've both got the neon in it, the neon green, which I think kind of ties them both together. They are Quing Fibre Merino singles, hand dyed, and the one of the colours is Oyster, and I believe it's this one. This one came already caked up with no label on it, so I'm still not sure. But what I'm thinking is, as the pattern goes on, I might use one yarn and then use the other, because this is going to be one of my main colours, or the contrasting colours. The main colour I've got is this beautiful blue. This I picked up from a charity shop in Haylen Island on a cone. I don't know what the colourway is. I've tested it and it looks like a 4-ply yarn. I have also done a colour swatch, if I can find it. And it's knitting up very well as a 4-ply yarn. It's very good with the other colourway. And the other colourway swatch that I've done, half of it is in one colour and half of it is in the other. And I don't see that you can see much of a difference, and that's why I'm quite happy to have the two colorways working within the yarn as I knit the shawl. But as we all know, we don't know what the shawl is. It's called Twist and Turns, and he said to get a cable needle. So I've got a cable needle ready and I'm just waiting. But of course, you've got the two colorways working together. So you've got the contrast and the main color, but you needed to get a pop. So I got this. This is a colorway by Botanical Yarns. This is called Neon Green, and I picked this up when I went to the Unraveled show in September, and I just thought it went really well with the neon colours. It literally matches, to be honest. But this is in a sport weight. I think it's going to be good in a sport weight because it's going to pop more. I think it's going to give you a little bit more of defined stitch, and I think it's going to make it really pop. And I think with these colours, I think it's going to look really nice. And I really fancy a pop of neon this year. So wish me luck. I think we all need a little bit of luck when it comes to West Knit shawls, because he comes up with the most fantastic patterns, but sometimes they can be a little bit challenging, but he has the videos out there to help, and I just think it's going to be a great challenge. So those are all my upcoming projects. So thanks everybody for joining. Like, comment and subscribe if you enjoyed this, and I will see you in the next few weeks. Bye.